Oh, hello. Happy Friday to everyone. Thanks for being here and thanks for following Genesis Project. My name is Natalie, and we're going to be doing this one. It's going to be all in English because we do have some followers who are only English speakers. So we're going to be doing that today, given that Gloria is on sort of a vacation. So, anyway. And I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the new direction the Genesis Project is going to be taken this year. We are calling this series Opening Wings. Why Opening Wings? Because we know we've done some research, and scientists have done the research, not us, but we've read the research that says that whenever you are in thinking about something, whether it has happened already or whether you think it will happen, your brain produces the same kinds of responses that it would have produced if the thing were actually happening to you. So we have spent the past probably year and a half or so doing lives, informing people and educating people on what is a covert narcissist, what is a hello Ying Lai, how are you? Telling people what is a covert narcissist, what is a covert psychopath, and what are the effects, what are their traits, how can you identify them, how can you recognize them, how can you get out of the relationship, what are the characteristics of the victim, what do they do to you on an everyday basis, what do they do to you on hello Ying Lai, I hope you're enjoying Jamaica. Nice to see you. You should be in the beach, not listening to me. So we've been telling you, things that you need to know so that you can identify yourself as a victim or as a survivor of this type of abusive relationship. And so every time that we talked about it, right? Every time that we told people, it's like our brains continue to be in the same pattern, okay? And so what happens, thank you, kisses for you too. So what happens is that once your brain, starts feeling like it's happening to you all over again, it continues to release cortisol, it continues to release adrenaline, it continues to release whatever it is. So while it has been very therapeutic and very cathartic, to tell you all the story of everything that we have gone through, and it has been very useful for many of you, and it continues to be because they are there. They're on our Instagram accounts, they're on our YouTube channel, so you guys can look at them whenever you feel like it, right? Whenever you need more information, they are there. But we felt that it was time to take this in a new direction because we have given you enough information about how to get out of the relationship, how to, why is it important to get out? Why are you so addicted? We've talked about phenylethylamine, we've talked about the addictive process. And so now we felt that it was time to open wings. It was time to take this in a new direction where we would tell you about what is going to help you through that dark night that you're going to go through once you leave the relationship. We keep telling you, yes, you need to leave. No, he's not going to change. No, he never loved you if he's a psychopath. It is really endangering your life to continue in a relationship like this. Many of you, we talked, we had at the beginning of this year, we had one seminar that was in Spanish about the violence meter that is now being used by the UN and many other organizations are trying to promote its use, which is a tool that they're using to try to identify where are you in this meter to see how lethal is your relationship. So we keep telling you guys, you need to leave it because this is a very, very dark relationship that you're going through and it's going to damage you. It's either you're going to end up committing suicide because you can't anymore and you feel like you can't live with them, or you cannot live without them. And or you're going to end up in a feminicide. And so somebody will kill you. If they are violent enough, they can kill you. And so and of course you can ask for a restraining order, especially in the United States. We have that capability of providing you with a restraining order. You can talk to an attorney. You can go to a court. Courts have self-help centers that can help you to do that. But the truth of the matter is that no matter how much paper we can produce to protect you and how many orders we can give them to stay away from you, it is what it is. It's a piece of paper, right? It's a piece of paper with a threat that if they get close to you, you will call the police, right? The police are armed, but what if the police doesn't get there in time? So you need to make sure that you know where you are in the relationship and make sure you know what kind of a person are you dealing with, right? And so yes, we can protect you, but we can also teach you how to keep yourself safe. And I think that that's important. So first of all, identify the relationship that you're in. And secondly, decide if you are in an abusive relationship, get out, seek help. There are domestic violence shelters. There are many people who can help you, including the domestic violence agencies. You can go to the police and report it. You can talk to doctors and report it. They will know what to do. And of course, we can do some crisis management with you, crisis preparation with you. So if you need to contact anybody about it, you can send us a private message and we can respond to you. If you are only English speaker, I will be happy to respond to you and try to contact you with people who can help you as well, okay? So anyway, so this new direction that Genesis has taken is because we felt that we needed to get rid of some of the adrenaline and the cortisol in our bodies when we talk to you. And so we want to talk to you about the positive things that can happen once you get out of this relationship. And they will happen once you get out of the relationship. But the fact of the matter is that you will go through a very dark night. You will go through a very dark period, and you're not going to be alone. If you have Genesis, if you have other resources, like Meredith Miller of I think it's called Inner Integration, and she does lives on YouTube. And there's many other resources that you can tap in. YouTube is full of people who can tell you how to survive a relationship with a narcissist abuser. But I am one of those people. I can also help you, and that's why you're here following me. So what I would like to encourage you all to do is to follow this series that we're calling Opening Wings, because it truly is going to be about what we did that helped us to get out of this relationship, to help us to survive the having left the relationship. Many times when you're in it, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And we have been there. And so one of the things that was really critical for us that helped us was the fact that I had Gloria and Gloria had me, right? And we were trying to escape from the same abusive, narcissistic person. And so the fact that we had that sponsor, I don't know if anyone has ever been to Al-Anon or Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, you do get a sponsor, right? And so that person is the person you call whenever you feel like you need to call the abuser, because you will need to call the abuser. You will feel like you need to call him or her if you're a male. And so what happens is that you have to realize that you have been also, that you're also an addict to that person, right? You're a codependent, but you're also an addict. You're an addict to the phenylethylamine and the substances that they make your body release when you're with them. And so it's really, really tough to leave any kind of abusive relationship because you have been addicted to the person, unfortunately. As disgusting as it sounds and as weird as it sounds, that you would get addicted to a person who's abusing you, it is what happens. It is the nature of the beast, right? And so in order for you to leave it, you will need to have some tools. One of them is precisely the sponsorship of somebody who knows, because they've been through the relationship. So it is very important, guys and gals, that you have people that you can call whenever you want to call this person, right? And you can call it your wise committee, right? But it has to be people who have gone through this, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of people telling you, well, you should have already forgotten him. You already should not be mentioning him. You already should have gotten over it. This is not a garden variety relationship that you are leaving. this is a relationship that has become very abusive, and it's also a relationship that has become very addictive. So it's not an easy thing to leave at all once you've been in it for any number of days or months or years. I was in it for 10 years, and it really cost me an arm and a leg to leave this relationship, as abusive as it was. And so I can tell you that if you have your circle of wise men and women, and those are people who have gone through it. It can be Genesis Project. It can be your best friend. It can be your cousin who went through a relationship like that. But it needs to be somebody who's never going to judge you. Somebody who's never going to say, oh, yeah, you should have gotten over him by now. Or you should have gotten over her by now. Give it up. Go find somebody else. Nope, don't go find somebody else, because likely you will be finding yourself exactly in the same relationship with another person. So don't do it, because you haven't healed yet. So what we hope to do with this new series is precisely tell you, what is the, our next live in English is going to be about what is the importance of pain. You will be going through a lot of pain when you leave this relationship, okay? And it can feel like you are never going to be happy again. And I can assure you that, yes, you will be happy again. In fact, you will be happier than you were ever before with this person. You will become a much better, much more equipped person to deal with the world than you ever were. So there's going to be a tremendous spiritual growth, because you have gone through this relationship, but you have to hang in there, right? There is no bulletproof anything that I can tell you. There is no pill that I can give you that is going to take the pain away. Although I have heard that if you take Tylenol or any acetaminophen, it will help, because just as it helps you to relieve pains that are physical pains, apparently it does have a proven effect on heartaches. And so, yes, take some pills, take some acetaminophen, some Tylenol, but don't overdo it. Obviously, just take 2 and call me in the morning, like they say. So that could help you, but know that there is a reason for the pain. So we're going to be telling you in a future life, what is the reason for the pain, and do you have to go through it? And the answer is yes, you do. There is a reason for you to go through the pain. Suffering is different from pain, so we will explore that relationship. We're also going to explore what is the role of cortisol. What has been its role in in destroying you, in what does it do and how do you get rid of it. So it turns out that crying is an excellent way to get rid of cortisol. They have analyzed the tears of people who are crying in pain for heartache or whatever, and it turns out that those tears are full of cortisol. So what you're actually doing is, in fact, helping your body to eliminate this very harmful substance that has its place when it's going to help you do something in short-term stress, okay, but not in chronic stress. That is what destroys your body. So yes, crying is a good thing. Your circle of sage people, you need to do that. You need to find them. Also, we're going to be talking about the role of happiness. Since we talked about the role of pain, we're going to also be talking about the role of happiness. Hello, Veronica. We're going to tell you what is the importance of visualizing a happy future for yourself, because it turns out that people who can do that have a much better chance of actually becoming happy eventually, or getting out of the relationship with less side effects than if you cannot visualize that happiness in front of you. Okay, so yes, we're going to be talking about all those things. We're going to be talking about lists. What lists can you write that are going to help you? And so we're going to do a whole live on lists. We already did it in Spanish. We already did all the slides in Spanish. We're going to be then doing it in English as well. So, and then after the list, you know what comes after that. What kinds of meditations can you do? Which ones did we do that helped us? Okay. So we're going to be talking about meditations. We're going to be talking about the kinds of therapies that can in fact help you rather than harm you further, because there are some therapies, if you go to regular psychotherapy, it is likely not to work for the kind of PTSD that you have. And what you need is an EMDR. Hola, Gabriel. What you need is an EMDR based therapy. And so we're going to be talking about why that works and how that works and all that. We're going to be talking about maybe keeping a journal. We're going to be talking about anything that we have done to get rid of this pain that you feel when you are first going through the relationship. So I would like to once again, thank you for following us. Hola, Susana, and keep watching us, because we are going to be doing these lives in English every once in a while, and we're going to be mimicking the ones that we did in Spanish, so that we can give you the same kind of information in English that we did in Spanish. Okay, so the whole purpose of 2024 is to heal, to talk about how do we heal from here on. How do we, now that I'm going through all this pain, now that I finally left the relationship, what can help me get rid of this pain? Is it important to have it? What can expedite the process? And yes, there are things that can expedite the process. So no, we don't want you to, to set up camp in the Valley of Tears. We want you to go through the Valley of Tears, but not set up camp. Okay, it's not meant for you to stay there forever. So we're going to be talking about what techniques, what methodologies, what therapies, what things, what meditations, what did we do that allowed us to get out of that dark night that we all go through when we leave a narcissist or when we leave a psychopath. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much all for joining me, and hopefully, you will be with us next time we do it in English as well. The ones in English are going to be much shorter because it's only me talking, not with Gloria. So they're going to be shorter than the ones in Spanish, but hopefully with as much content as we have done them in Spanish. Okay. Thank you so much for for watching us, and I will see you next Friday. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.